The biggest reason your manifestation feels like it's taking forever isn't always the amount of time that's passed. It's the meaning you've attached to that time. Two people can wait 6 months for a similar goal. One feels encouraged. The other feels convinced nothing is happening. The difference isn't always the timeline. It's how they're interpreting it. In many cases, manifestations don't seem slow because they're delayed. They seem slow because progress rarely looks the way we expect. Most people measure only one thing. Has the final result happened yet? If the answer is no, they conclude there has been no progress. That's a surprisingly narrow way to measure change. Imagine someone wants a new relationship. Over several months, they become more confident. They meet new people. They improve how they communicate. None of those things are the relationship, so they dismiss them. But without those changes, the relationship might never have happened. The more specific your definition of success becomes, the more invisible progress becomes. Another overlooked pattern is confusing preparation with delay. Suppose someone wants a better career. First, they learn a new skill. Then they leave a job they had outgrown. Later, they meet someone who opens a new opportunity. It's easy to label those months as waiting. But looking back, they weren't delays. They were a sequence. Each step removed a barrier that couldn't be skipped. Many people only recognize the sequence after they've reached the outcome. There's another reason waiting feels longer than it really is. Your attention stretches time. Think about tracking a package. Refreshing the page every hour doesn't speed up the delivery. It simply makes the wait feel longer. The same thing happens when you constantly check for evidence that your manifestation is working. Every mental check asks the same question. Has it happened yet? If the answer is still no, your brain stores another moment of disappointment. Over time, those moments create the feeling that you've been waiting forever, even if the actual timeline isn't unusual. Another blind spot comes from the stories we hear. People naturally compress successful journeys. Someone says they manifested their dream job. They rarely talk about the months spent learning new skills. The conversations they had, the applications they sent, or the opportunities that quietly led them there. You end up comparing your full experience to someone else's shortened story. That's an unfair comparison. Sometimes the finish line changes without you noticing. At first you wanted a new job, then you wanted the perfect job, then you wanted the perfect job with the perfect salary, then you wanted complete certainty before accepting it. The goal keeps moving. So even genuine progress starts to feel incomplete. In some cases, the manifestation isn't taking longer. Your definition of finished has become more demanding. Here's another question worth considering. Would this feel like a delay if you hadn't expected it by now? Delay isn't only measured by the calendar. It's measured by the gap between expectation and reality. The stronger the expectation, the longer the same amount of time feels. That's why two people can experience the exact same timeline very differently. Instead of asking, "Why is this taking so long?" try asking something more revealing. What evidence am I ignoring because it doesn't look like the ending I imagined? That question often uncovers progress that was easy to overlook. Not because it was hidden, but because it arrived in a different form than expected. A long timeline doesn't automatically mean something has gone wrong. Sometimes it reflects preparation. Sometimes it reflects changing circumstances. Sometimes it reveals that your expectations have quietly become the thing you're measuring, rather than reality itself. If you found this perspective helpful, there's a related article linked below that explores several overlooked patterns that make manifestation feel more frustrating than it really is. It expands on these ideas and may help you recognize a few assumptions that are easy to miss when you're focused on the outcome.